leaves are falling all around. Time I was on my way. Thanks to you, I'm much obliged. Such a pleasant stay. But now it's time.
And that is for Pumpkinhead. That's the, or Pumpkin Face, Pumpkinhead, Pumpkin Face, I'm sorry. That was the last song that we did last night on his show, on my show. Wait a minute, I'm not coming out. Hold on, I gotta fix my settings. Hang on just 1 second. Oops. Stand by. All right, let's try this again. There I am. I have to change my settings every 10 seconds on Skype. On my system here. So what is it? It's 10:30. I just wanted to come on here and say hi to everybody and let everybody know that I'm doing just fine. And, you know, this stuff will die down. It'll die down. They'll go away. They'll realize that they're just fighting a losing battle, and they'll go away. It'll all calm down. It's nothing we haven't seen before out of everybody, and it's no big deal. I mean, I do want to clear one thing up that I think is really tacky. I've never been to jail. I don't have any sort of an arrest record. If I did, I would brag about it. I'm that kind of person. I did have, here's one of my buddies off of Blog Talk Radio. Hello? Hello?
Oh, Debbie?
Hi, what are you doing?
Nothing much. Are you listening to that movie show?
No, why? He wanted me to come over there and I didn't go. Should I? What's going on?
I don't even know, man. I'm not even on. I mean, I just know what he was doing. You know, I got attacked by Bill Wagner last night, right?
I heard about that. What is up with you and Bill Wagner?
And we talked personal conversations. I came clean about some of the shit he was saying because he was saying some truth about me, but I mean...
What's this about you being a pedophile or something, or about pedophilia, or what is that about?
Pedophilia?
He was saying...
Being a pedophile?
No. He was saying something about you and young girls or something?
Yeah, I like young girls.
No. He was saying something about my mother. But, no. But he was trying to say that I said it was okay for an 18-year-old to date a 14-year-old. But what he didn't say was that the man should wait till she's at least 16. And that's what I said on this Midnight Movie Show. But he called me a pedophile.
The other day he said something about you. Do you need me, baby? Oh, I gotta give...
What?
Hang on, I gotta give Victor the American Express card. He's gonna go get some diapers. Hey, do me a favor. Call me on Skype. All right. Call me on Skype. And there you go. More proof. And another thing I want to say, I want to clear my name on another thing, even though I shouldn't have to do this, is in the chat room earlier over in Jay's chat room, this idiot, which I don't know where he's got these docs from, but he thinks he's got these docs of mine. He says I've been to jail and I've been divorced in 88. Oh, Victor says there's a black Deborah out there. There's a doc. There's a girl. See, there's so many out there. Do I?
It's my other wife.
Oh, it's your other wife, baby?
Mm-hmm.
Has she been to jail? Do you need more than that?
She's the bad one.
Oh, okay. Give me some, I want some, what's it called? That gum, huh?
Oh, juicy fruit?
Yeah, that's good stuff. Juicy fruit gum. Okay, thank you, Bunkin. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, and guys, you know, I've never been to jail before. Are you kidding me? There are some people that have my same real name that are like 55, 60 years old. They're older than I am. And also my sister-in-law, she has my same name. Oh, I bet that's Chad trying to call me. So, no, don't, I don't want y'all to think anything like that. Here he is. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, so he said I was being a pedophile. I was a pedophile.
No. He was saying the other day something about you and younger women, younger girls. But never
Okay.
mind. Maybe I heard him wrong. No, I know I didn't hear him wrong. Did you used to call into his show a long time ago?
Yeah, I used to, and I used to actually say that I said it was okay for an 18-year-old to date a 14-year-old.
Well, there you go.
But-
That's what he was talking about.
Okay, but I was saying that as long as you don't have sex, you can do that.
Oh, I believe you, Chad. The way people draw things out on the internet is ridiculous. But I want to ask you something between you and I, okay? Do you find anything about me not liking blacks or gays?
No, you love black people and you love gay people. You're a free spirit, and I don't think you've done anything wrong. No.
Have you ever heard of such malarkey in your life?
Hell no.
Oh, my God. There's this mullet on Spreaker that is going in chat rooms going, no, have you ever heard of Goofy Bone?
Yeah.
And he's got some little mullet that runs around him called Pimp Joe, Pimp Joe, Pimp Daddy Joe. He was in there saying that Debbie Daly hates blacks and gays and mentally disabled. And I said, what? Are you joking me? My co-host is special needs. My co-host on Sunday night is African American. You're one of my best friends. You're African American. Where do they come up with this stuff? But people are buying it. They are.
You were on my show for about 3 hours.
Oh, I know. You're one of my favorite people. I don't see color. I just see people. I mean, I've adopted, not legally, but I've basically adopted 2 black guys in my time. Back in Heather's high school, one guy was having a really tough time at home, and he went on, and now he's in the NFL. He plays for the Chicago Bears. I mean, I don't know where people come up with this stuff. And the fact that they were saying I was divorced, I'm like, what? So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised what people say. I'm quite sure that they would say, Chad's a pedophile, Chad, because you said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, it's like I told the truth,
Hey, I don't blame you at all. Like, for example, when my daughter was about 15 years old, okay, there was a guy that came over to the house and he played football at SMU. He was number 49. His name was Eric.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked Vic and I, could he date Heather? Heather was only 15. And we said, we got to know him. I said, well, you can hang out over here with her. He was 18. And it was the same thing. And she only went out with him like one time or so, and they double dated with Vic and I at the country club, and it was like no big deal. So I know exactly what you're saying.
Just no sexual relations and just keep it PG-13. Don't do shit.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody makes such a big deal out of stuff like that, but it's only because their mind is in the gutter, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the opposite. It's just the opposite. And sometimes in your life, you will see that when people falsely accuse of something that's really off the wall, like if I were to say, Chad, you're always telling people, if I just say something to you and you're like, where the hell did that come from? That's usually what they're doing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because take a husband that calls his wife a cheater, says, you're always running around on me, when he's actually the one that's doing it,
Cheating, yeah.
Exactly. And people do that to just people, not just husbands and wives, because I know people have come at me and said shit, and I know it's what they're doing. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So anyway, what else is going on? How's your show doing?
Yo, Bathtub Girl needs to just step off, though. Like, she says some stupid stuff sometimes.
She's still doing it?
She tried to add me on Skype.
Oh, she is pathetic. She is. I think she perpetuated all that hate on Blog Talk Radio against me. I know she did, because I didn't have half the problems I had. Her and Desert Rose. But see, Desert Rose has perfected playing the innocent in public. Hi. Oh, squeak, squeak, squeak. But girl, let me tell you something. Behind the scenes, that bitch is vicious.
Listen, I need you to do me a really good favor.
What?
I need you to give me Mr. Solutions' number.
Oh, man, I can't do that. I can give Mr. Solutions your number. I don't have his number, but I have his Skype.
Give him my Skype or something. Or
I
give me
guarantee
his Skype.
he won't Skype you, but I will. Let me see if he's on. No, it's got the, what does it mean when it's got the green arrow pointing to the right? What is that?
That means he's online.
Let me see if he'll answer. Hold on a second. Are you on here? What's wrong? You don't like, what is something the matter? Mr. Solutions.
No, I want him on my show, and I want him on my side because I want to work with him. I need to create an army against the Skype assholes when I'm on Blog Talk Radio.
They were
Seriously.
so mean to you last night.
That wasn't just the only time. That was the second time.
But they really, really attacked you, Chad. I mean, really. Hold on, I'm talking to somebody else. I'm talking to Chad. Oh, here he comes. Here comes Mr. Midnight Movie. Is that okay?
No problem.
Mr. Midnight Movie.
Hey.
You want
what's
to order?
up?
Do you want takeout or delivery?
Deliver it here, and can you bring it to my bed?
Oh, absolutely. Would you like a male or a female delivery person?
Oh, female.
Thank you too many times. Okay, go ahead with order, please.
There we go.
I'm joking. I've got Chad.
I saw him on the line. What's up, Chatty?
Yeah, listen, I know you don't like him, but I need to work with Mrs. Solution too because those Skype assholes are too damn much.
You know what? I mean, it is called inflammatory talk, and these guys say things that you ain't gonna like.
It was
brutal.
It was brutal.
Did you listen to it?
Yes, I did. I barely made it. It was. I've never heard my buddy Mr. Solutions in such a state. Oh my God.
Did he call you?
No, but I heard him on there. I said I've never heard him in such a state.
You talking about
Like
tonight or last night?
Last night on Brian's show, on Mr. Midnight Movie Show.
He defended himself though. That's all that matters.
He's a narcissist. He's a complete narcissist.
Well, we need narcissists like him to go against those motherfuckers.
Oh, well, fuck. They lose every time. Should listen to what DJ New Style was doing to him.
Oh, it was great. All you have to do, in my opinion, is you can handle bullies two ways. You can either ignore them, which works, or you can fight them back because bullies, have you ever noticed you can dish it out but you can't take it in? That old saying. And Brian, you and I have talked about that. That's usually true of a bully. Usually a bully is somebody that will bully people, and then if you bite back, they're like really butthurt about it. So,
Yeah.
but whatever. I just started my show. So, hi, everybody. We're on my show now. Mr. Midnight Movie, I want to apologize to you last night when I brought that other guy on. He was just, our show was like,
I didn't mind it. You know, I mean...
yeah, it was okay. But I felt so bad. I felt like I'd abandoned you.
No, you didn't. I don't have, look, I mean, being on this thing has taught me to kind of have a thick skin, and people have very strong opinions, and there are times when they take over with their opinions. I mean, he's a guy who has, very, like I said, strong opinions, and, I mean, and it's hard not to bloviate sometimes, and I have to stop myself from doing it too, so, I can't be mad at that.
Pumpkin is smart. Pumpkin Face is smart. So, Chad, let's get back to Chad. Are you, and I wouldn't blame you if you were upset about that show last night.
Oh, I wasn't upset about the show. I was
He was
upset
talking
they were
about
doing
tonight. He's
personal
talking
attacks.
about tonight, Debbie. He's talking about tonight.
It happened tonight?
We had the Skype. They were really, really racist tonight.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
no.
Yes.
I heard them say last night, and I'm going to repeat it, but I in no way believe this. They were saying last night that that over $50 trillion had been spent on the blacks, and they still... See, what was it he kept saying? They still... what was it? Something they still weren't up to par, or what was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I was like, whoa. With some pretty heavy-duty hate he was throwing down. But, their website says, you hate us, we hate you.
I've seen their website before, yeah.
So they did it again tonight, Brian?
Yeah, they were even more inflammatory tonight than they were last night. And that's the title of our show. It's Inflammatory Talk. So
nobody's blaming you. You're
Okay, but I just want to chime in. I have a show and I talk to white nationalists almost every time I get a chance to, and they don't do anything like this. And I don't. These are lower educated people. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, I talk to white nationalists all the time. They don't sound anything like this.
You know what? They don't censor their talk. And before I censor them, and I will if I have like a panel show where I have actual guests that I booked, which I'm going to have, and I'm going to beat Debbie so bad in the ratings. I think I might do mine on Sundays.
I hear talking. Somebody's talking. I don't know who it is though. Somebody.
But no. And if I have a panel show, then I'll tell the Skype assholes, look, this is a panel show. I want to lessen the profanity. But right now, I want to let free speech kind of reign, and let it all vomit out, man. This is what we have in America, and they have people throughout the world, and we have people that are uneducated, barbarians, narcissists, all of it, man. It's all out there.
Well, let me ask you something, Chad. At what point would you draw the line on your show that somebody was doing blank to blank? When would you tell them to shut up?
I mean, there are really no personal attacks on my show. They may say the stupidest stuff, but as long as it don't threaten my life or get personal, I mean, things are basically
okay.
Cool.
Let me give you some scenarios. Okay, let's say there's a female on there, just a girl that calls in to chit chat about whatever, her show and whatever. You have a guy come on there and start calling her every name in the book. What would you do?
I would mute the guy.
Okay. And Mr. Midnight Movie, at what point do you draw the line? Is there a line in your book?
You know what? I try to drive a line on personal attacks. Today would be a bad example of that because it was kind of a free for all. When you come on my show, you got to have some big boy pants, and you better know how to verbally fight. Because if you don't, you're going to get your ass handed to you. If you think, and you can't come in cocky because these people. They know how to verbally debate, and they know how to put stuff back on.
Let's give everybody a little taste of what we're talking about. This is last night's version of Inflammatory Talk. Here we go.
Okay. Slaves that rose to prominence with respect to the larger collective. Okay. So that is the fundamental difference. And what the Skype assholes, and I love them dearly, and I think their assholes should always be present to show that they are assholes, what they said was blatantly stupid. And it contradicts history, which I know they haven't read. But in America, you have...
This is my co-host on Sunday night. This is Mr. Solution.
Now, with respect to the West Indies and thereabouts, that was pretty much what you consider absentee landlord slavery. That is why those people were not damaged mentally. See, in America, the whole point was to dehumanize the person, to damage them mentally. And I think this is basically chronicled in what's called the Willie Lynch document. And even if the document has not been shown to be authentic, the essence of what the document states from a behavioral standpoint and as exemplified by the victims of slavery can certainly be corroborated, okay? There are multitudinous examples of that. The inability of the people who were the subjects of slavery to ever formulate, ideas and attitudes of collectivism to where they can work.
Man, I didn't know I clicked on a Mr. Solution rant here. How long does he go on this? I'll buzz forward. Hang on.
So the designation of peculiar institution points out that and
people, not even people whose parents were bigots and taught them and instilled bigotry in them even think like that anymore. This is some archaic, old thought process, or that's really reserved for the lowest of the low in society. No one speaks like this anymore, because not only because it's unfashionable, because it's been proven untrue. People are people. Even they are people. As far as what they said, please, how stupid can you be? Africa was raped and colonized for centuries. You expect anything good to come out of Africa after centuries of rape and colonization and pillaging of the natural resources? If Africa were such a horrible place, why have white Europeans sought to go there and live there now and took up space and took up residence there for decades?
Well, I don't think they're living. I don't think they're living there now. I think that they've.
Of course, they're living there now.
But I don't think they're moving. I don't think they're moving. I don't think they're moving there. I don't think. And let's just
South Africa. Everything is not what you read in the media. There are white people. There are people of every ethnicity and all types of ethnic groups living all over Africa. And yes, there's a lot of dysfunction in Africa, and you can directly be attributed to colonialization and the after effects.
All right.
If someone weren't completely ignorant, they would understand what colonialization does. It subjugates people. It makes them second-class citizens, not even citizens in their own country.
Realize that he has the answer, as most people who are not aware, who are not conscious, is the pitcher and you're the catcher, right, Ben?
There we go. $500 and we're the dummies, huh?
Yeah, right.
You are a dummy. Did you just figure that out?
Well, look at the suburbs of every major city. Look at this there, man.
Let me ask you something. Why did you fail in life? Have you?
Now, this is where they outright attack the African American community, in my recollection, if I can recall it right. I mean, it was brutal. And I think that it is archaic. Now, I do agree with Brown Beasley that it is their thinking is archaic. How do you feel about that, Chad?
Well, my question is, Brian always talks about what the black nationalists say. What they say is worse than what any black nationalists I've heard say about white people.
You know what? I've heard some pretty foul shit coming. I mean, and to me,
Khalid Muhammad didn't even say things like that, bro.
I don't know about that, man. He wanted to kill every one of us. He wanted to kill every white person. My thing is, I've always said, and I could be absolutely wrong, the difference between a white nationalist and a black nationalist is a white nationalist primarily wants to separate. A black nationalist has a vendetta.
And also, the white nationalists have more blood on their hands. Much more.
They may, and that's the reason why. Well, that's the belief.
Some, though. They do.
That is the belief, Chad. They believe that, and that's where the vendetta comes from. These black nationalists have a vendetta, and they're also dependency with angry faces.
I want one of you to define for my audience and for me white nationalist and black nationalist. What is that exactly?
White nationalist, Jared Taylor, Tom Metzger.
What do they stand for? What's wrong with them? Why don't we like white nationalists? Are they skinheads? What are they?
No. It's like I can talk to them if they engage in proper conversation. Tom Metzger used to be a KKK wizard. But we had a 2-hour conversation on my show, and we were agreeing about 60% of the time on some
Chad,
things.
how do you get those big shots on your show? What is your secret?
I just get them on, but it was a good radio show, a good conversation. He didn't down the black community, but he said that separation was the only thing that black and white people can do. It's basically the same views. They want separation.
Okay, but let me ask you something. Let's stop. What's wrong with that? I'm not talking about in any mean way, and y'all know that there's nobody that's any more less racist than I am. But think about this. I mean, When I was growing up, when my children were growing up, we lived in a division in North Dallas called the Highlands of McCamey. Okay. A beautiful division, and an African-American couple moved in about 3 doors down. A sweet, sweet couple that I just fell in love with. I became best friends with the wife. But she would tell me all the time that she did not understand why her husband moved them there. It was to prove to his family that he had made it and all this kind of stuff. But she said, I've never felt more out of place in my life. She used to tell me that all the time.
And why do you think she told you that?
Because she felt out of place.
Yes, but you know what? The wife's probably ostracized her.
Exactly. My girlfriends in the neighborhood wouldn't do anything. I would go walking with her every single morning. It was weird. They were horrible.
But I gotta say, sometimes listening to what they say and watching what they do are two different things. And like I said, one white nationalist said it like this. He said, a lot of these black nationalists, or these so-called black nationalists, would follow white people to the moon if they could. And it's
are they Uncle Toms? Is that what they call an Uncle Tom?
Well, they're covert. You know, they're not. They're definitely not. Well, they definitely don't submit to white folks. They're very angry, but they would. A lot of them don't like being around. They like being around white folks or white neighborhoods more than they like being around in black neighborhoods.
I can agree with that to a point.
Okay, and it's just the truth. And it's like I started inflammatory talk to call people on their bullshit. Okay, and when I see bullshit, I want to call them on it. And that's my whole thing. I mean, you know.
No, you're doing it.
The question is, why can't you call out the white? Because I know white nationals live in black neighborhoods and have Asian wives too.
But not by choice. Not by choice, Chad. By economics, they live in those neighborhoods. And a lot of, like I said, I remember watching this kind of black nationalist broad move to fucking Portland. And it's like, what are you doing there? What the fuck are you doing there? If you're so fucking proud and you're so this and that, move. Keep living in the neighborhoods that you believe cultivate.
Now, Chad, the one thing I go ahead. I'm sorry.
You have a point. But I'm just saying. That's a hypocritical because there's a lot of white nationalists that date Hispanics or Asians, but I don't hear you talking about that. You do make good points. Good points, but be balanced.
Latinos are the Hispanics or the Latinos technically at one time were considered white.
That's what I was going to ask Chad. Chad, is anybody that's not black white?
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
What were you saying?
You said anybody black, and then you cut out.
I said, do some blacks feel that anybody that's not black is white?
No, not at all.
Okay.
They know a difference, yes.
Well, I know that. I know they know the difference. But do they ever feel that way? It's like it's everybody against them?
Not really.
No. Okay.
Actually, they kind of gang up. There are a lot of black nationalists that want to gang up on the whites, particularly, the Hebrew Israelites, all other groups except for whites are considered part of the tribes of Israel. And there's a lot of, they have a group called Black, in L.A., and I don't know if they have it in Texas, but they have Black-Brown Unity. And a lot of times La Raza will team up with the Black Student Union. They'll have members of the Nation of Islam. So it's kind of team up on whitey. And basically take our tax dollars until whites collectively perhaps decide to go somewhere else or start their own nation. I mean that's always in the back of my mind as a possibility. I don't know if I made any sense, but
you made sense.
Okay, thank you.
But you keep routinely. There's an all-white enclave in North Dakota with Craig Cobb. There's white nationalists going up there, and you're making no mention of this at all.
Well, no, that is true.
They're just bashing black people and Latino.
Well, here's the thing, Chad. And I've said this before about white nationalists. White nationalists do want us. There are few, and the white nationalists are very few and far between. And there's not the acceptance among whites with racist views as there are of blacks with racist views. It's far more acceptable for a black person to have racist views than a white person.
I don't agree with that.
All right, hold on, everybody. That's our first 30 minutes. We're going to go on our first break. And this I found not too long ago. My daughter showed this to me. This is my words exactly. If I were to, this is how I feel about a lot of things. Let's take a listen. And if you gentlemen will put yourselves on mute because I'm going to be playing through my board, we'll be back in 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Thank you.
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world?
Well, Lewis and Sharon said it. Diversity and opportunity and freedom and freedom.
I'm not letting you go back to the airport without answering the question.
Well, our Constitution is a masterpiece. James Madison was a genius. The Declaration of Independence is, for me, the single greatest piece of American writing. You don't look satisfied.
One's a set of laws and the other's a declaration of war. I want a human moment from you. What about the people? Why is America
not the greatest country in the world, Professor? That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always? Hey. And with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite?
Here comes the good part. Here's the good part, guys. This is the way I feel right here.
Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
Yeah, I'd say enough, and we are back. I hope my guys are still here with me, my supporting actors.
I'm still here.
And
I'm still here.
I love both of you guys. You're both my favorites. Brian knows he is. He's all big chested now. Oh, blah, 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 blah. But
I try not to be.
I know you don't. But don't forget, let me remind everybody before I forget that Thursday night, tomorrow night, I will be on webcam. It is our annual masquerade party. If you come on webcam, I will be dropping the link in the Spreaker chat room and probably in the BTR chat room to the link to the video, to the webcam. If you come on there and you win the best mask, we'll be judging it after the first hour. You will be winning, so far, a $50 gift certificate to Amazon.com, where you can buy anything from cars to groceries. And I'm good for it. I've already got it bought. And if anybody wants to throw in on that, we'll be happy to do it, because last year we got it up to $250. And the guy that won it was a Howard Stern lookalike.
That was Jewish producer, right?
Everybody thought for a second it was Howard Stern, because what he did is he dubbed the voice in. He goes, "Hey, everybody." And I went, "Who is it?" And we were all just like going, "Oh, my God." It was great. So don't forget, tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, David and I will be hosting. So David is my co-host. So
David is... Oh, yeah. Wait.
David. You know David.
The guy who had the surgery. God, I keep calling... Did I call him Michael?
You always call him Michael.
I don't know why. But yeah,
So, I want to get Chad's thoughts on that audio that I just played, and if he listened to it.
Excellent audio on both ends. I loved it.
Good. What about you, Brian?
I agreed with about probably 85% of it. I don't know. I'm looking at things, looking at IQs back in the day. Like I said this before. You know, the IQ of the average American was about 80%, or maybe 85%, which I guess would be considered now to be borderline retarded. So back in the day, people were far more, I guess, barbaric. Back in the day, and particularly, whites were, they had barbaric beliefs about racism and the races and stuff, and they acted very barbaric. Today we've gone up in our IQ, but and we understand economics. I mean, somebody like Roosevelt would never be, at least among the whites, would never be voted in today.
I used to live with some of that barbaric stuff in my own family. I mean, my own family, some of the people in my family, like the older people, were very, what I call racist, but I know that that's not a very good... You really have to qualify to be called a racist. Would you agree, Chad?
To some extent, yes.
I mean, just because some white guy that drives a truck and has a gimme cap and he's a drywaller, doesn't like blacks, that's not a racist.
I'm sorry.
Would you agree?
Doesn't like blacks. That's well, you got to take individuals on an individual basis. Now, I try to steer clear of black neighborhoods and like large collections of them, because, like I said, there's going to be a time when they're like I said, I've come across negative experiences of high contentious behavior that I prefer not to be around. But that's not 100% time.
I actually want to say something else.
There is stuff going on, even in 2013, that's disgusting. In Georgia, in my state, a black teenager was killed and wrapped in a mat. And they found him with his organs taken out. And they found out that somebody was selling his organs. Another incident, a young man was lynched. I think it was in somewhere in the South. I have to research that. And about, I believe, 2 years ago, 3 teenagers in Mississippi ran over a black man in Jackson, Mississippi. So it still happens.
Okay, now you're saying black. Who are all these perpetrators?
White. So it still happens racism still happens, but it can happen from the white to black or black to white.
But the
so
pendulum,
again, I'm being 50-50.
Chad, but you know that the pendulum.
You're being 50-50, Brian.
But Chad, you know that the pendulum today has turned in the other direction, and that's just the truth of it. You know, whether you like it or not.
No, it hasn't, man. It's 50-50, brother.
I have to disagree with you. I think blacks have racial vendettas, and they act out more on their violence, and they're very into their rights. They're very rights orientated, and that's not American.
But let me ask you a question.
We are not.
Remember what happened? Debbie, do you remember what happened in Jasper, Texas a few years, 10 years ago?
I'm not saying that incidences don't happen, Chad.
Has a black person ever tied two white people and dragged them by the car?
Chad, I'm not saying that incidences don't happen, isolated incidences don't happen, but they're isolated compared to what happens with whites today.
Okay.
And the one thing about these Latino immigrants, and then they jump on the victimization bandwagon, is they're very rights orientated. And our nation was not built on rights; it was built upon obligations and freedom. And the further we get away from that, the worse it's going to be.
Chad, is he right?
What about the Constitution?
You know what? The Constitution, I think, was and look, I'm not that well versed in the Constitution. All I know is what I see, and I see, what I see is a lot of people talking about their, their rights more than their obligations, and when your rights are violated, they're violated. But when you over dramatize things and make it all about your feelings, and you don't strive to move on past that, that's a recipe for failure, and that's a recipe for failure for society. And I see it, the more black and brown, or actually the more brown this country gets, because we're getting more Latinos who are importing their poverty and feeling very victimized. There we go.
Chad,
Who was that?
Oh, it was the United States Marine Corps singing "God Bless America."
Go ahead, Debbie.
I watched a video last night, Vic and I, after I got off the air. I couldn't go to sleep. For some reason, I was just wound up, and Victor said, "I'm just going to get up with you, baby." So we were watching this video where I saw Hitler actually saying things that was almost like listening to what's going on in our country today with Obama.
Okay.
It was scary. It was scary. I was like,
what it means is that the gun laws look like Hitler's laws. That's what I heard also.
Yeah,
and
I couldn't believe it.
They're going to institute martial law soon.
Yeah, they were saying that they wanted all they showed them busting into people's houses and looking for guns everywhere, and it was very, very scary shit. I'll tell you.
Well, I think more than likely what will happen, and I'm just going to be honest here, is less that. Then you will see probably, and hyperinflation and an economic collapse. And when that happens, that's when you're going to see the nation balkanize. We're going to go into, it's going to be very tribal, and people are going to go into, hostile, like this country is going to be grouped into hostile factions.
Okay.
I don't see it happening. I do not see it happening.
So, Debbie, I want you both to check out a book called The Turner Diaries. It's by William Pierce. It basically dictates what martial law looks like. Very excellent book. A little bit of the word nigger and negro and Hispanic in it, but it's still a good book.
I have another audio I want y'all to listen to before you say another word, and I want y'all to tell me what you think about this audio, okay? Tell me if you feel this way, okay? Here we go. It's 4 minutes and 33 seconds long. Check this out. Charlie Chapman.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich. and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Memory that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and children, victims of a system that makes men torture innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, that power, let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
And that was said in 1940, a film called The Great Dictator. It was the closing scene he was actually playing Hitler. So, also it was from the Inception motion picture soundtrack in 2010. What do you guys think about that? I mean, is that the way you feel?
Agreed, 1,000% and more.
Have you ever heard that before?
I saw that movie the first time at the New Art Theater with my father. It was Modern Times, and
that's my man. That's my Brian. I love it.
It was a double feature with Modern Times and
wow. I love that.
And then he played the
okay. Now, what did everybody think? What did everybody think about that? I mean, was that a shocker or what?
You know, it's a well done speech. I know a lot of people thought of it as communism, and he was actually targeted for being a communist.
Really? I didn't see it that way. I see it as something very special and beautiful. What he says, right? Or am I? Did I miss something?
You know, you know what? It is a beautiful speech, and a lot of speeches that hold certain, communistic beliefs are very beautiful. I could be wrong, but a lot of people heard when they heard that speech, they saw communistic undertones to it.
Interesting. I don't see it that way at all, but I don't know. That's interesting, and that's a very interesting point of view that you give. My other most the best speech I've ever heard in my life was the "I Have a Dream" speech. And that wasn't. I understand that so much of that was ad-libbed.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing. That speech, what he said.
It is an absolute great speech. But for me, when we talk about Martin Luther King and we talk about Abraham Lincoln and the rest of our figures, I don't think we should get into hero worship. I think in this day and age, I think we should kind of stop that.
Right. And
Lincoln,
you know what? He actually brings a good point, because Abraham Lincoln was actually a racist, and he didn't even want to free the slaves. Frederick Douglass actually wanted to.
Cite your source. Cite your source, please.
Abraham Lincoln's White Dream. Look it up.
Really?
That's a book by Leonard Vernon. But he's a scholar, but you can look that up for yourself.
Yeah.
And
now,
I actually have a speech. You want me to give you the speech he said, Debbie?
The "I Have a Dream" speech?
No. I'm talking about Abraham Lincoln.
Sure, I'd love to hear that.
Give me a second.
And Martin Luther King was a philandering person who was, at best, a socialist, but perhaps even a communist.
Opinion or fact?
You know what? It's a strong opinion. Some of it is based on fact. I mean, Hoover was deeply looking at him, not just because he was in favor of civil rights, but because he had communist ties.
Did the government kill Martin Luther King?
I don't believe that. No.
Well, no, I think they did, because I think that because he went against the Vietnam War, and there's actually a video of him about 2 weeks before he died that he actually was saying that we need to get our check, that we don't need integration. He actually had a clip like that. He did. I can give you that definitely.
Interesting.
Let me get this speech.
Did the United States government assassinate John F. Kennedy?
I don't believe so, but there are people with a lot of theories on there who think that Kennedy was, this assassination. I think it was Lee Harvey Oswald.
Theory.
What's that?
It's amazing how it took so fast to get Lee Harvey Oswald. And has anybody heard John F. Kennedy's speech?
Which one?
About secret societies. Has anyone heard a speech about that?
It's very hard to find, but I've read it.
Now, do you know?
It's on YouTube.
Really?
When my father actually shook hands with John F. Kennedy when he was at the my father was at the aerospace. I think it was called the Aerospace Institute in Texas.
In Houston.
And he said, he shook his hand the day before he was shot.
Oh, I can't wait to someday maybe meet your father. How long was it before he was shot that he shook his hand?
The day
No, really?
Yeah, my father shook hands with him.
Oh, how sad.
Debbie Daly.
Yes.
Okay, here's a speech. This is a speech Lincoln delivered in 1858 in Charleston, Illinois. I will say then that I am not nor ever have been in favor of bringing about any way the social and political equality of the white and black races. That I am not nor ever have been in favor of making voters, jurors, or of Negroes, nor of qualifying them to hold office, nor to intermarry with white people. I will say in addition to this that there is a physical difference between the white and black races, which I believe will forever forbid the two races living together on terms of social and political equality, as much as they cannot so live. While they do remain together, there must be a position of superiority and inferiority, and I, as much as any other man, am in favor of having a superior position assigned to the white race.
You know what? To get elected, you had to say those things. George Wallace, at one time, believed that blacks were equal to whites, that and that they should be treated fairly, and he had a kind of progressive view on race relations, and he lost his ass, and then he became segregation today, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever.
And he was a Democrat.
Mm-hmm. He was a Democrat. That's true, but he was a Democrat with at one time with rather progressive views, and that wasn't shared by by Southern Americans at the time. Mm-hmm. And most Americans before the 1950s, and even into the 1950s, white Americans did not believe in integration. And if Kennedy hadn't been shot, the Civil Rights bill probably wouldn't have been passed. It was only in honor of him
that they did it.
Stop all this hate that they did it. I mean, that was one of the big.
Have you heard
points.
that Lyndon B. Johnson was a racist too? Have you heard that? Because I actually heard that he said that I'm going to get those niggers voting for hundreds of years or something like that. Have you heard that?
Yeah, he did. You know what? He was a man of his time, and he wanted to. He did believe in the Great Society, which was horrible for poor people, and made a lifetime of dependency. But he wanted things to be equal. He wanted that big mountain on the hill. He had grandiose ideas, and they were disastrous in my opinion. But he was not. He wanted to be kind of the Lincoln of his day. He wanted to be because he was very proud of himself when he had that civil rights bill signed, but he didn't get any credit for it.
Yeah, but he filibustered it in 1957 with John F. Kennedy. They both filibustered in 1957.
That's true. Eisenhower had a civil rights bill. I don't know how far-reaching it went, but he had a civil rights bill, and I think I don't know if John Kennedy filibustered it, but I know when he was running for president, in the primary, he befriended every every white bigoted Southern politician, and he went to shake hands with Jackie Robinson, and Jackie Robinson just turned away and left from him because he felt that he was pandering to the white Southern bigots.
Exactly.
And then he had a change of heart, and Kennedy did a very courageous thing when he spoke about civil rights on television. He was the first president to actually speak to that large of an audience about civil rights.
You're right.
And he was absolutely advised against it, and he may have that could have even cost him the election.
Yeah, but there's just certain things that people don't really want to realize. That, I mean, it wasn't the civil rights that really freed black people. It was black people basically waking up. I mean, no one talks about Deacons of Self-Defense or Robert F. Williams. I mean, even Tom Metzger said this on my show. It was black people waking up against the system and going against the system. It wasn't any protests or any BS like that.
Well, here's the thing. To me, they went anti-American, and it's one thing to stand up and fight. It's another thing to fight everything and all this Illuminati bullshit. There's no proof about that. Work hard and basically study hard, and you have a better chance of succeeding. It's more the reason blacks fail in America more than anything else is due to culture. And not all cultures are equal. Some cultures, like I said, some cultures perform better than others. Latino.
Well,
cultures.
I disagree with that because Black Wall Street was very good, and they burnt and tear that down. So don't even start that, please.
You know what? Well, I recommend that you take a look at Thomas Sowell's the culture of I think it was called the Economics of Race and Culture. And Asians have had a lot of bigotry thrown at them. This is in the early days. And they were only allowed a few industries. And every industry they went into, they dominated. They were allowed to farm, cook, and do laundry. And they dominated the restaurant business. They were the main cooks. They were like the farmers. They could work 14-hour days because of the Asian, belief of, like just high endurance. And they dominated the laundry business. And even today, most Asians, like if you go to dry cleaning or laundry, that's all Asian owned. And that's just, passed down to what they do. And, I guess that's kind of it in a nutshell. I mean, and he spoke about the Jews. The Jews also, education, hard work. They don't have a lot of alcoholics in their group because at one time there was a push against alcoholism, and that's one of the things also why they collectively succeed. The same reason as Mormons. And now I'm bloviating too much, so I'll get. Am I talking too much?
You're making more sense than I've heard you make in a long time. Listen to you.
Actually, I wanted Debbie.
A lot of alcoholics in their group because at one time there was
That's Victor's iPhone. He's listening to us on the iPhone out there in the den.
That's one of the things.
No, you sound great. Something's going on in the chat. Yes, dear.
I wanted you to respond to the speech Lincoln made. We went into a whole other conversation.
Right. And I understand. I listened to every word you said, and then why is it if Billy was horrible to you, Deshaun. We're going to get to that right after this. That surprises me because so many people in this country tag Lincoln with freeing the slaves.
It's all BS.
Well, no, he did sign that bill. I mean, he did sign the
slavery still exists in the 21st century. It never went anywhere. They refined it. Please do the research.
Okay, now
you've
said that before, Chad, and I've never really understood again where you're going with there's still slaves today.
The prison system is slavery.
Oh, okay.
Only a slave under servitude.
So wait. Prisoners are people who break the law.
Okay.
And you consider that slavery? People who
Hold on.
Okay.
We have the highest prison population in the country, like the first clip Debbie said, and the war on drugs has put many millions of people in jail for low-rate drug offenses. Please do that research. So, yes, it is slavery.
You know what? Here's the thing. We had less people in prison because we were far tolerant, and we were far less tolerant back in the day. And if you fouled up, punishment was swift and it was hard. You didn't even have any graffiti on the wall. In my father's day back in the 50s, if you ever wrote on a fucking wall, you got your ass handed to you.
Okay.
My own father got beaten with a fucking wet rope. And it was like, there was no fucking around. I mean, and correctional officers, if you were in one of those places, they would smash you right in the face. Teachers would smash kids in the face. There was no fucking around. None. Zero tolerance whatsoever for any kind of mischief at all.
Okay, I agree with you.
Did it make better citizens?
Yes.
My father told me right before he died, I said, Dad, my father knew he was dying. We sat there and I spent 6 weeks with him and I, and it was the 6 weeks that I got to know my father out of all 40 years I'd known the man. Okay? Uh-huh. And he told me one time, I said, Dad, I need you to really lay everything on me that you were waiting to lay on me years from now. And he said, first of all, Deborah, you cannot be too hard on your boy. Do you believe that? I mean, I believe that you can abuse a child. Don't get me wrong. That's ridiculous. But he said you've got to be tough on boys.
I agree with that. You need to be tough on the kids.
Well, I think it's nothing, like Brian says all the time, that nothing can be looked at as a collective. That I agree with, because you cannot say everything is everybody all the time. But I think children have to be looked at on a one-to-one basis. But just as a basic rule of thumb, I think in this country, people are being too lenient on our boys. They're all disrespectful. Not all. A lot of them are more disrespectful jerks than I've ever witnessed in my life.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I think that on average, a single mother can't do it because she either does what I see. She either does two things. She either is too harsh, and she doesn't understand that only a man can teach another man. I mean, for the most part, only a man can teach another man self-restraint and to be a gentleman. Coming from a woman, it's not given as much credence. And women, a lot of women have, this thing about sex and this and that, and they're, they don't like, a lot of them tend not to like men. So they see when their boy grows up to be a man, they don't like it. And they get very strong-willed on him. And the boys kind of rebel.
Well, and it's been my experience, if I could add to that if you wait too late, if you try to start coaching the day of the game, and if you, I go back to the movie A Boy's Life. Mm-hmm. And that mother married a hard ass, which was played by Robert Duvall?
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro played this hard-ass husband of this woman that she married when this boy was probably 12 to 14 years old and just started horribly disciplining this boy. I mean, to the point of abuse. And she let it happen. And women
were a lot more submissive back then. I mean, like they didn't have a lot of places to go, and here's another thing. I think that and Roy Masters said it best. He said, when if a child goes through a traumatic experience and the parents handle it the wrong way, your influence and discipline is done. He said, just basically pack it in. You're done, because once you inflict a pain and you hurt a child and you hurt your kid, and a parent hurts their kid, and they respond the wrong way, they're basically done. Their influence is done. It's over. For the most part. I don't know if that made any sense, but that's my belief. That like if you do something, if a parent does something really wrong to their kid, and they basically, hurt, like really hurt them or humiliate them, then they have no influence after that.
I've heard people say that if parents fight in front of a child, it changes them. It changes who they are.
I mean, that's true, and that should a single mother can't help. It has to be a man or woman that does it, because only a mother can help her son, but a son can't cooperate with a mother like he can with a man. But I want to read this also. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime, whereof the party should have be duly convicted, shall exist within the United States. So that is slavery. It still exists. But you have to be in prison to be under slavery. That was my point. But
Brian, do you think that if somebody gets sent to prison that they lose all their rights, that they can do anything they want to with them? Is that kind of what I'm feeling here, or what? Because I disagree. Because in Texas alone, there have been so many people under the most recent governor that we have, and one of the recent DAs, have found out that there are men that are being released that were not even guilty of the crimes. DNA tested.
Yep.
That's sad. One man was robbed of 27 years of his life.
And they're beating. And hold on, before Brian starts, and they're beating up man in Georgia with hammers in a Georgia prison. Wow. But go on, Brian.
Well, look. In my opinion, there are isolated incidences, and there are always, you're going to find incidences where people are abused. But as Mr. Solution says, that's an exception, and the exception to the rule proves what? It proves the rule. People are in prison because they broke the law, okay? And a lot of these people who are in prison inflict pain on the innocent. And I personally want to see pain inflicted on those who inflict pain on the innocent.
I'm surprised you really said that, Brian. I have something else to read to you, by the way.
Okay.
And Debbie, I have to go to bed soon, but I have to read this last article because I need to get up early tomorrow. And thank you for having me on your show. I didn't expect it, but thank you for having me on your show again. Debbie?
Is that for me or Debbie?
You're welcome.
Debbie.
You're welcome.
You're always a charm on my show, and Debbie, go ahead.
Oh, I love him. I love both of you guys. But go ahead. I want to hear what you have to read. By the way, everybody, Chad reads more than a college professor. He's shown me on webcam some of his books, and they're amazing. I mean, he's going places, and I've told him that before.
Yeah.
Now, a Texas judge resigns after being caught texting instructions to prosecutors to help win convictions. That's what the article says. And okay, let me see how long this motherfucker is. Now my computer just froze, but I just read the title. Give me a second, folks.
Oh, trust me, I know computers. They can drive you insane sometimes.
But the point I was trying to make with Mr. Midnight Movie is corruption still happens in the government. I'm not saying it's mostly, but, with the war on drugs and them targeting certain communities of color off low-rate drug offenses, it's just despicable to me. And this is just one of the examples of how people can get in prison for false charges. So, Jesus Christ. Texas Judge
Elizabeth E. Coker stepping down from the bench after being caught engaging in a massive perversion of justice. A whistleblower revealed that Coker was sending text messages to prosecutors with suggestions on questions to ask in court to secure a conviction. Okay.
I read about that too, and that that's not a good thing. And like I said, bad thing. You know what? There are crooked judges. There are people who do things that are uncouth, and that's not a good thing. And like I said, there are far more, and I'm just going to be blunt and honest. There are far more crooked politicians in the ghetto than there are anywhere else. Of the 8 congressmen that are facing ethics charges, all of them are black. They're very much, I don't want to say the word. What's the word? Almost Machiavellian in their view about power. And they don't have any interest in the people that they're serving. They're against school choice, to send your kid to the school of your choice if you want to send them to a private or public. And they all send their children to private school.
I agree with that.
Okay, Shield Billy in the chat room said earlier, being white, I do not agree because whites fear that all non-whites want to get even because each and every one of us know that the system is not and never will be fair. It's interesting. I was going
Can I respond to that?
Sure. I don't know if he's still there or not, but I was just reading over the chat. It was kind of interesting. They had some stuff going on in there, but no, they probably are. That's the weirdest thing is like Jewish producer was agreeing with me that on Spreaker, you don't really see who's in your chat room unless they type something. There could be, who knows how many people in there, and they're just sitting there because until you type, you're not there. So I don't know who's there. I know who's typing, but I don't know who all's there. So what do you think about that, Brian?
I think today a lot of whites bend over backwards and strive to be fair. You have a lot of these leftist groups, particularly on college campuses. They bend over backwards to make them feel comfortable, and basically, we get.
I agree. I think that whites sometimes are on their best behavior when there's a black around. To watch what they say, to even say, "Hey, I have a best friend that's black," or "I know somebody that's black," or "I used to live by somebody that's black." They almost want to be apologetic to the person. I mean, do you agree?
Yeah, and they try to overcompensate and be overly nice.
Chad, I want to ask you something.
Point. It's not real. It's walking on eggshells.
Last question. I need to go to bed.
Chad's my boss. I want to ask you something. In your lifetime, and be honest, have you ever had relatives, older relatives, tell you, "Chad, now you don't trust that white man in your future, and you watch him because they're bad."
Okay.
Never. Never once.
Never once.
You are very original, and you come from. I've seen you on webcam before. Both of your parents are both African American, correct?
Yep.
Because there have been many guys that have come around, football guys, because as y'all know, in high school, my nephew lived with me, and he was the quarterback, blonde-haired, blue-eyed jerk. But he lived with us all 4 years, and he had lots of, I guess you could say, receivers and linebackers that hung out at the house all the time. And one of them came up to me, and he's one of the dearest ones. His name was Aaron Harris. He got a 4-year ride to Texas. He went on to play for all, big football guy. And his parents, they were all going to have a sleepover one night. And he says, "I can't stay, Debbie. Can you or Vic take me home?" I said, "Sure." And on the way home, he said, "My mom and dad don't like me staying over at your guys' house because they cannot give me the things that you have." And I was like, "What?"
Did he have both of his parents around?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I'm going to say is that, he doesn't want his son to be, hanged or lynched or anything like that. That's probably why. Cause she
no. It had nothing to do with that. She knew I loved Aaron, and it was Tina and Anthony. I can tell you their names. And the thing about it is that they could not provide for him the thing, because we had the big house and all that bull crap and golf carts and go-karts and these kind of carts and swimming pools and all that kind of garbage. And she thought that when he would get home, he would look down and say, "Wow, we don't have those things." That's the way. Okay. Can you see that or what?
I can see that.
I ran into Anthony at a football game, and I sat down next to him, and I said, "Anthony, I want to talk to you for a second." I said, "Don't ever think that we would be." He goes, No, Debbie, has nothing to do with you. And he goes, "It's just that sometimes the boys, when they come home, that you've spoiled them rotten, you've taken them to a Maverick game or whatever, and we can't do that." And I never really understood that. I don't know. I was just wondering.
All right. Well, good night, Debbie, and good night, Mr. Midnight Movie. Good conversation.
Absolutely. Come by my show anytime, and perhaps I'll stop by your show at some time.
Chad, tell everybody before you go, when is the Chad Factor on? Give us a time and a place.
Friday at about 9 p.m. Should be a good one.
You have big-time guests on there. You need to tell me what you do to get these guests on your shows.
I'll tell you. Good night, Mr. Midnight. Good night, Debbie. Talk to you guys later.
Good night, dear.
Yeah.
And that is
this competition's between you and me, Debbie. Don't bring Chad into the game.
Okay. Now Chad's gone. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty here, you piece of crap.
Okay.
No. Chad, everybody.
All right. Starting for November.
All right.
Because on Sunday, I guess I'm going to do my panel show just because the Jewish producer isn't, he's off that day.
Polishing his Cadillac.
Yeah, his Cadillac. He's not polishing his Cadillac. So, and I guess, and you can maybe, since it's a big day for you, you can have your panel show on Thursday, and we'll see who has the better show.
Okay, but you have to print out a copy of Live Listeners.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
No. I don't. If you
well, here's the thing: you gotta get twice as many listeners as I do because you've been on like twice as long.
Liar, pants on fire, Mr. Midnight Movie. You have logged more shows than I have.
Yeah, but you've been on more, so they know about you more.
Okay, so we're going to get this down. I'm going to write it down. Where's my paper? Here's my paper right here, and I still have everything I wrote down the other day. Hold on.
How many? Okay, let's see.
Go ahead. What is the
how
deal?
many? How many people? How many? What is your? Okay.
What?
What was the last show? What was the last show you did?
Last night I did one. Well, you were there with Pumpkin Face.
So what was the last Blog Talk show you did?
Sunday night. That's the only time I do Blog Talk is on Sunday nights.
What was the last show you? Okay, what was the last show you did on Thursday?
On Blog Talk?
Yeah.
Oh, as you say, let's take a lookie. I did one. Let me log you into BTR. I did one. Okay, we're logging in. My hair is so tangled. I need to not use that damn conditioner anymore. I hate it. It feels like plastic or something. All right. Go into my schedule, my episodes. Click. And see, what are the Thursdays in September? Were they 7, 14, 21, or what were they? I'll take a look at here.
You don't have any in October? Are you kidding me?
I did. Okay, I'll tell you the shows I have logged. 10/27, 10/23, 10/23.
That's Sunday. 10/23.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Okay.
How many? What was your numbers on Wednesday?
301.
Okay.
Okay.
What was your numbers on Sunday?
238.
321.
Okay, then I go 10/13.
Okay.
That was 349, and then I have 10/10. What was 10/10? Because it says Debbie Daly's Feel Good Show.
Okay.
What day of the week was 10/10?
10/10 was a Thursday.
Look at that. You ready?
How many?
176.
Okay. What did you get on Sunday?
That following Sunday?
What did you get on this Sunday?
This past Sunday?
Yeah.
10/27.
Were you on Blog Talk?
Yeah, that I did with Mr. Solution.
That was...
I had 90. It shows 90 live, and the archives are off the charts. It's 630 already.
Okay. So here's what you got to do. Here's okay.
But that doesn't count Spreaker since you're too much of a weenie to come to Spreaker. Do I get to count Spreaker? Huh?
Well, how many did you get on Spreaker?
Oh boy, I'll have to go and dig that up. But
I don't want you to. Okay.
All right. Okay.
It's too hard. Okay.
No, it's not too hard.
Talk here.
It's not too hard.
Okay. But okay. So yeah, Spreaker actually, and Spreaker is actually. All right, let's do your ratings on Spreaker because
That's gonna matter. That's gonna matter, right? I think it will. Okay, let's pull up the.
How many do you got on Spreaker?
I'm pulling that up as we speaky. Let's see. Let me pull up my. There it is. I had to open up a new window. All right. Profile. Episodes. Statistics. Oh, I've got the actual statistics. Okay, which one do you want to know about?
Let's see. How much did last night's show do?
Well, it only shows 20 plus. No. 50. 50. Yeah, I kept it locked down, though. I only released it about 2 hours ago. So it was on private. Pumpkin made me release it so he could get a bunch of audio off of it. He's going to kill me on it.
Okay, how about the last time? Okay, how about on Sunday?
125. You can see these on Spreaker. So, oh wait a minute, Sunday night with Debbie and Dave. Okay, that's not. Yeah, that was. I don't have a date. I'm just assuming this is that Sunday on statistics. It doesn't give you a date, but I'm sure that's it. Let me take a double check on it. But so we're going to get to add those. Okay, what are yours?
Hold on, let me go.
Shout out to Audrey, my love of my life. I always say Audrey. Love you, Audrey. She's listening from somewhere. She listens off of her smartphone or whatever they call it. I love you, Audrey. Yeah, we're running. Yeah, I'm right. It was 50 for Pumpkin Face. But like I said, I just released that about 2 hours ago. It was on private, so.
Okay. I'm waiting for this to warm up. Now I'm hoping that that my father will buy me that $3,000 Apple computer.
Now wait a minute, Holly, don't chicken out. Come on, bring it. Come on, Holly Stalin, bring it in. Bring your troll. Come on. She dialed in and then she went thinking she hung up, but no, it's
all right.
She's sweet.
All right. Today we just got 36. 39 for our last show. I don't know why we even featured it. That I really thought that show was really kind of good.
39 live and how many archive?
No, I'm sorry. 69. We had 69 live listens and 39 archives. Let's just go with archive listens.
Archive, not live?
Not live listens or anything like that.
No, add them both together and get yourself a number like that. Now, I didn't do that, but I can do that over there.
I think we can just let's just go by archive listens.
Okay. So you
That's
did
only
69.
And I think it should be on Spreaker since you need to have more numbers on Spreaker. So we just need to do the Spreaker numbers. We don't have to do Blog Talk numbers.
Excuse me. Wait, stop. Blow me. Thank you. Keep going.
Okay. So 36. It's not fair to add them both, so we'll just go to Blog Talk numbers.
All right. I agree. Let's just do Blog Talk.
Okay. Someone's got to be the king of this failing network. So yeah, 36. Archives 93, but I think we should just go to archive listens because that means people were really interested in listening to it.
I'm ready.
Okay. Now, now were you adding archive listens and live listens, or were you live?
No, only archive. And the only thing I have in archive is 176, 188, 229, 301, 138, 148, and 163.
Oh. Shit. So you got to get twice the number that I do. That's because I only got 36 and 39. So I gotta.
Wait a minute. What about that's your whole Octobers? Now, Mr. Midnight Movie. Let me tell everybody. Shut up. Mr. Midnight Movie is calling me out. This is all you're doing, not mine.
Yes. The ratings war.
It's called the ratings war. He wants to do it. Okay. Now read me your Octobers. I'm going to write them down.
Okay. We're starting this November 1st, by the way.
Right.
Okay. 36. 39. 63. 119. 40. 80. 140. 54. 403. 66.
Was I on the 403? What was that show? Was it Debbie versus Bathtub Girl? Was it?
No.
What was it?
No. We haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah. So that 403 might have really pushed you over just a little bit there, although a couple of my 301 was pretty good, but keep going. 66.
Okay. 30.
Hey, wait, stop. You're doing more shows than me, you wasky little wabbit. You didn't think I was...
Well, no, okay, we only need to limit it to 2 nights.
2 nights?
Your Bible show and then a Wednesday show.
All right, let me do this. You see there very top where it says the words archive listens. Put your cursor on that and click it. Click. Okay, now do it one more time. Click.
Wait, okay. Ooh.
What's your biggest number there?
My biggest number is this is totally new. Thank you, Debbie. Burn calories with Mr. Midnight Movie, 1,729.
Mine was one of my favorite callers calls in the 3rd hour, 1,788.
God damn you!
And then it goes 1277, 1276, 1262, 1211, 1135, 1011, 934, 925. But listen to this. On live listeners, click it twice, like once and twice. What's your biggest live listens?
My biggest live listens is... Okay, let me go to live listens here.
Just click the words once and then click it again.
Wait, let me go back to live listens.
Okay.
Stop White Guilt with Stoic Calm, 300 and 394.
Debbie plays host to FRD, 2,068.
Jeez. So your biggest one is over 7,000. I don't know why burned calories with
No,
Mr.
no,
Midnight.
2,068.
Hello?
2068.
When was that?
6/3/2011. Excuse me, 6/9/2011. 2,000 were live listeners.
Mm. And I don't know why certain shows. I mean, I have no idea. Because burned calories with Mr. Midnight Movie, I have no idea. We had no listens, and it got I have no idea why that was a ratings buster. Why it was so large.
What was the date of that, darling? That little
What's
bitch.
that?
What was the date of that?
That was 10/14, October 14th, 2011.
Well, let's just take a lookie. Let's take a lookie.
Whole film, but Fat Faggot was a huge fan of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. A huge fan. He loved that film. And he was a big...
I did not know this. Yeah, of course.
Al Pacino. Just, now that I got kind of comfortable with her in the dub, I asked her a few questions about bisexuality and this and that. Minutes right now, what I talk about?
Yeah.
I don't hear any guests. It sounds like just you and Joe just bloviating.
Yeah.
That's weird.
We were just bloviating, and we got 0 live listens, but 1,729. I have no idea why.
That's
that
amazing.
Show.
I wonder if somebody boughted it or something. I've heard that there's people that know how to bought. No, you and I are both too stupid to know how to do anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I wonder. Now this is going to sound really haughty, so cover your ears. I wonder if you appeared on my show. Let me go to my October 14th and see if I was bloviating about you, and maybe I threw a bunch of people over there or something. Let me see what I'm just saying. You never know. It could be. It could. Probably not. But let's just take a lookie. You want me to?
Go ahead.
My October 14th show was, if I did one, okay, 2011, scrolling down. Oh, down, up. I missed it. Okay, here we go. Rats. I go from August 13th of 2011 to 12/27 of 2011, so I switched computers, damn it. It's the one Victor's on in there. Crap. Yeah. Damn it. I was wondering, because, when you first started coming on, I was really saying this guy, because I just went nuts over you and Jewish Producer. I thought y'all were the funniest things I'd seen, and you still are. I still believe that. You guys are nuts. There's something wrong with you people.
Well.
I love it. I love it.
I don't know. I could be,
No. Just don't be so humble. You are very talented. I think you two would make a great morning show drive team somewhere.
I'll be honest with you. When I think it's really funny when Mr. Solution comes into the room, and I think he adds great comedy.
Now, when did Mr. Solution first come in? He first appeared on the scene on my show, correct?
Yes, and I talked about white guilt, and I actually thought he would be my partner in crime because I thought he was a black conservative. And this son of a bitch fucking turned the tables on me.
Okay, now you were on my show the night he called in. It was when Henry's bitch was on there.
Yes.
Okay, she had called, or that person had called in from a network show, because I remember when I picked up the call, I heard the air go like that whenever I got that bump, that network boom. And I remember hearing that, and I thought, wow, this is for real here. Well, Mr. Solution's first call, it says, was at 3:00 on June 22nd of 2012. Let's take a listen.
Jay, welcome to the show. This is Debbie.
Debbie, I got it. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Debbie, you can fart and shoot the shit with the best of them. I've been listening to you guys for quite a while.
Nice. So, what's on your mind tonight, Mr. Solutions? Are you looking for a fight or what?
Oh, well, are you?
Mr. Solution, oh no.
Wait a minute.
Excuse me?
Are you?
No, I'm not.
That can't be his first call because the one two nights before that says JP hating on Mr. Solutions at 2:40. Okay, let's go there.
I'm challenging you to a debate on
It is a place where you take wild birds and they nursery one.
Hold on.
And you say what you want to say, and I respond to you. I don't find you. I find some of the things you say that are inaccurate and sophomoric, but I don't.
Oh, this is definitely his first call, Mr. Midnight Movie.
Probably a rotund bitch.
Oh, that was so funny when he said that to that woman, whoever she was, to hello, Hendry's bitch, because she goes, Debbie, get this man off your show, because she was slowly trying to be my producer. She thought that if she became my producer, that she could help me catapult into network. And
what happened to her?
We were talking a lot behind the scenes. Well, I'll tell you off the air. It was really sad. It was something that happened in my personal life that caused. Yeah, let's keep listening. This sounds really good.
What a antecedent is?
No, sir.
Okay. Whites have the antecedent solidarity. So, in other words, to talk about white solidarity, that's almost, it's an oxymoron. Whites do have solidarity. They tend to own and control everything. So to say that whites should be, should show solidarity is redundant.
Well, they don't show it now. So you're saying that do you think they show it maybe covertly? Is that what you're saying?
Hell no. I'm saying overtly. In other words, if you look at the communities, whites usually live in communities. They, control everything, own all the businesses. Come on. It's almost like, see, I understand why you are the way you are. It doesn't take very long at all. Why didn't you finish college?
Wow. There's the proof. If we were having a trial and this was entered into evidence, of course, we'd have to have that approved by both parties. That right there to me would be proof enough that he drew first blood.
Yes. Well, he always does. He can be a very vicious personal attack kind of person. And now that I know his game, I can play a little bit better. He is the master of. He's a very good. He has mastered the English language very well, but that doesn't mean that he can't put bullshit up there. And he does put a lot of BS up there. That is, and he's very vicious, but I like it. I used to hate it, and sometimes I still do hate it.
I disagree, and I believe that if given a basic, very good, probably the Mensa IQ test, that he would not ace it, of course, but I'm just saying he would knock every one of us by 10 to 15 points, absolutely, and that's hard to do.
You know what? He may, but even intelligent people can have wrong-headed ideas, and even well-spoken individuals have absolutely wrong-headed ideas. And, we still don't know who this man is, and, you don't know who I am either. But, the thing of it is...
I know you. No, I'm joking. Go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
I know you, too. I know where you live. Do you ever watch King of the Hill, Debbie?
No, it's not funny. Shut up. It's not funny to me. It's like, hey, Hank, what are you doing? I'm drinking beer out here. Brr, 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 brr. I don't know. Maybe it's because I live around that crap in Texas.
So you don't want to see it on... I remember there was a guy who I used to shoot baskets with. And he lived kind of in the hood. And he was into movies. And I said, and we were talking sci-fi, and I say, you ever watch Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society, any of those films? He goes, oh, no. I get enough of that on the basketball court. I don't want to pay to see that kind of behavior.
That's a busman's holiday. It's a busman's holiday. They say a man that drives a bus never wants to leave on vacation because he's been everywhere. I'm talking about Of course, I almost married into the Continental Trailways fortune when I broke up with Craig Bennett. What an idiot I was. No, I'm joking. Love you out there, baby. I love you out there, baby. But, you got to admit, I missed the call on that one. But let me ask you this. Okay, now you said, oh, stop. I've got to remind you of something. Do you remember the night that DJ New Styles was on your show and he says, Let me see if I can do DJ New Styles. I have to get way off the mic. Now, I'm imagining Mr. Midnight Movie playing basketball with Jewish producer, and over there in his bag, in his field bag, in his backpack, he's got some candy bars, and every now and then during play, he runs over there, gets a candy bar, and when Jewish producer gets the ball back, it's all covered in chocolate and nougat. And I thought I was going to die when DJ New Styles said that.
You know what? That's not too far away from the truth. I remember my brother and I, when we'd go out to the park, and sometimes I wouldn't like during the play, but occasionally I would when we were next up have dirty hands, and my brother would be just livid at me because I would be chocolate peanut butter hands on the ball, and he'd and sometimes I would be eating while I was playing. And he would be, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, that's funny. Funny. Don't you remember that night that he was saying those things? We were laughing so hard, you and I, we couldn't breathe.
Oh, yeah.
DJ New Styles.
And him,
funny guy.
He was on today, by the way.
No, he wasn't. On your show? No,
yes, he was.
You're lying. You're lying. You've got to be lying.
DJ New Style, is he a
separatist?
No, is DJ New Style, is he on your Twitter page?
No, he will be in about 30 minutes, though.
Okay.
Now, stop it. How did you get DJ New Styles? What are you doing to me? You're killing me. I hate you. You're cutting out. Well, here we go. Was he at the first, the last, the middle, or what? Because I've already got your download, bitch.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wait. Say it again. I was reading my Twitter of.
I have no doubt. Where was he at on your show this evening? First, second, first quarter, second quarter.
It was near the end. It was probably
fourth quarter.
About 2 hours into the show.
All right. So you did a show that was exactly hold on, let me get the exact number. Debbie highlighted you, mullet. Okay. 3:27. 3 hours and 27 minutes. So let's see what we can. DJ New Styles is, he makes me actually sit at my desk and laugh out loud when he's on the air. Let's take a listen.
What do you mean, just out of curiosity, and this will be the last time we have any cross
I have a great deal of respect for him, but I don't have respect for all black people because there are some black people that are true assholes. India specifically, and you'll see that they are, in fact, they're a Semitic race.
When you say that you have a guy on, I just have certain thoughts about you. And speak out and
Negroid. So, all this.
Every once in a while, you need a good clusterfuck too.
Started with a fucking mouthful. Say it again. Ask it again. I want to hear that question again too. It didn't make sense.
Okay, a little bit further than that.
The system, I think in general that younger people
Yeah, now you have two. Maybe some tuna. What do you think? Tuna or oatmeal maybe tuna on a bagel.
Is that him? Was he talking?
What is this? What show is this? Wait.
October 30th. October 30th.
Hello?
October 30th. Hold on, let me check my settings. Don't go anywhere.
30th? You're talking about October 29th, though.
No, it says, okay, let's double check here. It says...
it's October 30th on your thing, because, okay, yeah. It's surprising that it gets later on during...
Let's double check. Hold on, was this yesterday?
No.
Make your
I'm gonna...
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the Skype. I'm gonna see who this other Skype caller is. So let me go to them real quick. Sorry. Hold on. Mike is hot.
Hi, how are you, Mr. Midnight Movie?
Was that tonight or last night?
That was tonight.
Is that DJ New Styles?
That is him.
Okay, people, I nailed it. Was he on his game? Stop typing tweets, you dodo head.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, how's it going? Who's this?
My name is Glenn.
Oh, hey, Glenn. How's it going?
Pretty good. What's going on?
Not much. Do you have anything to add to the conversation? Did you hear anything, or what's...
I called in because I'm curious as to why such a fat penis sucker like yourself would have a show.
That's DJ New Styles. I'm sorry. Mr.
Keep going. It gets pretty good.
Okay.
Keep it going.
I got zits everywhere, all over my ass. I have zits on my face, and I have zits on my nipples.
But at least I'm not a dirty Jew like you.
Oh,
thank you.
I have a cock in my throat, and I have zits with pus.
I thank you guys.
Yeah, but none of my ancestors have numbers tattooed on them.
Stick around, and put some burnt ash on your yeast infection, and we will get back to you. Okay. You know, I think it was the One Angry Jew, or I heard this somewhere, that there are a lot of foreigners coming to this country that don't understand America, and basically are really angry collectively and want to stick it to America, or stick it to white America. Let's hear from Bathtub Girl, if she's on the line. She didn't put her hand up. But do you have anything to add?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted. I was listening, sort of.
Can we fast forward? Okay.
Go to the next person,
All right.
really.
All right.
No song.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
What did you do? You let Rooter on?
No, I played a song, and then I think
okay.
DJ New Style was on next.
Excellent. I just wanted to hear DJ. I am not in the mood to hear you know who.
Okay, well, yeah.
Okay, I got you.
We're both in agreement that that's not a good thing.
Right.
You can't assimilate. You can't even get the basic concepts of... Look, I called terrestrial talk radio a couple days ago, and I said this on air, that we shouldn't have let some of these people in. And a lot of these people called up. Very thick accents. I couldn't even tell where they were from. Some of the accents were so thick. But most of them who called up said that I should be silenced, that I shouldn't even... And I thanked them. I called back in and I thanked them for proving my point.
That isn't very American.
Well, they don't understand what it is to be American. That's the whole point I was trying to make.
I'm sorry, I'm not muted, and I'm up here folding laundry. I'm sorry, Brian, I'll mute myself. I'm sorry.
And they
I didn't hear it.
I'm sorry. Heather laughs the way I snap my towels when I fold them. I do them like this. Watch. I snap everything. She goes, "Oh, Mom, please stop snapping the laundry."
Now, did you ever, like, in the locker room?
No, I know what you're going to say.
Shower?
No, I know what you're going to say. Roll up the towel and
like
snap.
after a hard run. You were a cheerleader too, right?
I can't ever figure out how to do the wind up and go pow on somebody. You know, some people can actually light a cigarette or a match like that. That thing is... Do you ever do that towel snap? Is that what you're talking about? No?
Yeah.
No, you're not. Stop tweeting.
I'm not... Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry, guys. We're like close enough to talk to each other like this because he gets me and I get him. So now, going back to the towel, what were you going to say? Don't forget to take a towel.
No, like, so you never snapped another girl's ass in a towel.
I can't figure out how to do it.
No. Did you ever have someone snap your ass when you were like...
Yes. And it hurts. It left a mark on me that I still have. No, I'm joking, but it did hurt very bad. Were you a towel snapper?
No, and you know what? I never took shower. I tried to avoid taking showers in the locker room with the dudes. I did not like it.
Are you a homophobe?
No, I just, at that age now, I don't give a shit. But at that age, I was just, I just didn't want to,
There were more shits given, is what you're saying then, right? And I can understand that because, and when we would shower, I made sure that I was over in the farthest shower, and I would almost barely just keep a towel wrapped around me, and I only did it sometimes after track if it was before class, because I didn't want to go to class all sweaty. But no, I know what you're talking about. It's very embarrassing at that age. Let's go back to the show.
Wait, I was going to get more.
They call for my censorship.
They're consistent. They're consistent. The
hypocrisy. I know lots of people who would make great Americans, but we've purposely let in so many that dilute the American way. They will never understand because of where they came from. It's not their fault.
That's a valid point. I tend to think of the natural-born Americans that still don't have any clue what it is to be an American.
I think that the black community has a lot of those people. I think that blacks are angry at America or Americans or the government, or I don't even know who they're angry at, but Obama just because they wanted to stick it to us, and boy, they really did.
You know what I find unfortunate, though, Jew?
Tell me.
That many people are basing their observations or their test group happens to be from radio shows on BTR.
No, not just BTR. I listen to black radio.
Radio in general. And you want to know something else? I'm a man of a certain age now, and
none of us know which age that is. But
and there's just this, the younger generation. They just don't have it. They have.
It's not the younger generation I'm referring to. It's the older people who are very.
Well,
angry.
there's some ignorant fucks there, and it trans.
Why does this conversation between the Jew and Brown Beasley just bore me to tears? I mean, I love them both to death, but...
Yeah, he decided to bring them on, and they bloviated for a while. Yeah, fast forward to those two guys.
You promised me DJ New Style, you jerk.
He did. He was on, and then... let's fast forward that just a bit and see if he gets on. Mr. Solution.
Do what? Was that you in real life? Okay.
You ever go to Ireland? Like he's fucking retarded, like he's got Down syndrome or something.
Well, what do you
Why
talk
don't you get someone?
I
talk like a white man. I talk like a white man.
Shut up.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Listen to you. Say that.
Your mother.
That.
Say ask.
That.
I lived in Edinburgh. I did my basic training.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Let someone that can speak English retard talk.
Wait a minute. All right, hey, Beasley, I'm going to put everyone on mute. Welsh guy, come and defend yourself.
Alex, defend yourself against these people.
Movies,
these vile movies.
I don't really need to do it, because you know my history.
Is that Monkey Shoes? Is that John
No,
Brand?
He's a guy from Wells. I think DJ Newstyle is going to make a few comments on this pretty soon.
By the way, if Rick is listening, that is the guy called, even if it's a month from now.
Snake.
No, not Snake, but Falcon. There's a gentleman on Spreaker that sounds just like Falcon, and there's somebody that sounds... I agree with you that Pumpkin Face sounds just like Bill Wagner. I found one of Bill Wagner's shows, so let me stop real quick because we're not getting any. Here is Bill Wagner on Blog Talk Radio, and tell me if you don't think he sounds like Pumpkin Face.
The ban on these derivatives, these ban on in the world. So they had a list of 10 of these, how they impact
Who is this?
the financial history.
Hold on.
The Galati. And they always word it wrong, so when you wrote yes, you're actually voting no. You vote no, you're actually voting yes.
Well, you'd have to see what the initiative is.
Great Bill Wagner!
Bill Wagner.
of saying to confuse you on purpose, is my point.
Yeah, but, you know, that imposes a requirement on you to read it very carefully.
Yeah, but I know how many average people have to read a very, very
Not many.
carefully.
That's Sarge.
And so, in other words, she was sitting around saying that
What happened to Sarge, man?
He's still around. He called your show not too terribly long ago to talk about Trayvon Martin.
I wish he'd call again and give Mr. Solutions the 1-4.
How did he feel about Mr. Solution?
He doesn't know him.
Oh,
but everybody should know every conservative thinker on racial issues should know Mr. Solution.
I thought it was fun listening to that very first call that Mr. Solution made. Did you know that I found a show that I called in on as a caller in 2008? Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
No, I'm reading my tweets. I'm sorry. I'm just ignoring you. Listen.
In After Christ that we are might change my time so we can get some. Bear with me, Brother Dave. Thank you for your patience. The number is 646-929-1412. And I'm giving this number to Debbie. Here she is. This is Debbie Daly. You are on the air. There you
Penny?
are. Yes. Hi.
Oh, I'm so happy to be calling your show. I've never called your show before.
Oh, that's right. You know, I was thinking you had, but I guess you haven't.
Oh, it's so funny. It's great.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm getting feedback. I've got your show playing. Hold on.
Oh.
There we go.
So,
Here.
Brother Dave, you can hear me now?
What are y'all talking about?
We've been talking about just spiritual stuff.
Isn't that weird? That was 5 years ago, Mr. Midnight Movie. June 4th of 2008. Go ahead.
Did Mr. Solutions call on that show?
Oh, hush. You're just being goofy now. No.
No.
No. I don't believe that Poverty Supreme attacked Tommy Sotomayor on his show on the 27th of October. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, he did. And like I said, they're all full of shit, basically. In my opinion, what they are really and truly is their dependency, and it was Shelby Steele that said it, they're basically dependency with an angry face, you know? And they call us devils, but they're still in the country, you know, particularly Poverty Supreme, whose parents, actually grandparents, immigrated to England from Jamaica. And it's like, dude, you know, assimilate or get the fuck out. You know, it's like you're calling people devils and you're saying everything is conspired against you. And you're going to, you know, you're continuing to live in a country that is occupied by the devil. It's just a load of bullshit.
What if I told you that one of the worst calls I've ever had in my internet talk radio career came from Poverty Supreme?
When was this?
And I know it was Poverty Supreme. I don't care what you or anybody says. It was Poverty Supreme.
Oh, he said he talked about, that was not Poverty Supreme. In my opinion, that was Black He-Man, if we're talking about the same person.
Okay, let me rewind in history. Okay, ready? Let's go back. Mr. Midnight Movie. You know, there was a time that I thought it was Poverty Supreme, but now I'm definitely sure that it was He-Man on that show because he actually says his name is He-Man. But why did he do that?
I have no idea.
He went ballistic that night. He called in and just crazy. I mean, he was threatening. He was literally threatening. I mean, oh my God, I'm getting all wound up here, but it was a pretty wild situation.
It's like, you know what? I mean, some people have really sick ass tempers, you know.
But I've never done anything. Oh, you know what it was? I put him on hold. He even says that I put him on hold one night. Some guys I just cannot stand to be muted. I think they just...
You know what, though? Look, man, you got to put your big boy pants on, and if you get put on mute, or even hung up on, you can't, you know what? There was a time when I got pissed off about it. Go on to the next thing, man. You're not going to be able to bloviate as long as you want on some of these shows. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
you know,
I might
some
as
people
well...
you have a rapport with, and
Exactly.
some people you don't. And if you have a panel show, you got to fucking put people on mute. You know, that's the one thing I don't like about Spreaker, I think, and I could be absolutely and totally wrong, is that you can get a clusterfuck and you can't put people on mute.
Let's let everybody listen to what we're talking about. Listen to this threat that comes in from a gentleman that we all kind of knew on my show that just happened 2 months ago. It wasn't that long ago, and it was pretty spooky, to be honest with you. We were just rocking along, having a fun show, and then like, bam. I think this isn't the one he does, but this is the one I talk about him doing that. It's not the live show that it happened on. I think it was the show the night before.
I am here for your heads. I am the horseless heads.
It's a commercial.
I think you mean the Headless Horseman.
No.
Have a
skip it.
I can't mute it.
When you're hungry.
You know Blog Talk. They live off of that. Here we go.
This is Halloween satisfaction.
Now I can go forward.
This is FRD. Welcome back to the Debbie Daily Show.
Okay, the point I was trying to make is, okay, he said it, but this is not going to have the same reaction of when Michael Vick killed the dog. Complaining about how black people can be openly racist.
Yes. It's nice to actually talk to you. So what we talking about this evening?
Muted, because there's going to be a lot of callers on tonight. I'm fixing to unleash 7 calls. And if you're over there going like...
And then he went syndicated, and I was playing with the radio one night, and I picked him up out of a Philadelphia station. I'm on the East Coast, so I was just trying to pick up some... This is going to be great. Thanks, Debbie.
And he does. It's great. I've called it... Right. And I know 3 black people. This whole dog and pony show.
Don't come in thinking you the know-it-all. Not guilty of self-defense. Am I right? Number one, it was a clash of cultures. Then I think it's like...
Consider calling some of us racist, and I'm just so sick of it.
What else want to do?
But, yeah, you know, I don't know. I don't know where to start, so you guys go ahead.
And Rich Whitey. And, yeah, I know it is. And I wanted to say, the guy that keeps coming in...
Fact. And,
with your girlfriend, is that right? He has a beautiful girlfriend who just wanted...
And why have you? Because I'm going to be going to bed soon. Guess what? I actually,
points of disagreement on this. But if
doubt about the whites, that
say that again.
Let's debate.
Not a single Confederate general on this
racist statements against you, and nobody's going to acknowledge.
We talk to black people. We're racist. Okay. But why doesn't anybody want to call him a racist? Okay? This is what I need somebody to help me figure out.
You are a complete retard. You are a monoid moron. You can look at it.
This is it. I knew it was right here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to back up.
Check this out. Is this me? Let me see. Yeah.
Okay, everybody pay attention. I found it.
Hang up, guys. You are going to like this. Last night, I had a guy call in, and I've already talked about this on Mr. Talk's show. Why do I keep calling him Mr. Talk? News guy. Again, news guy. I talked about it on his show. This is is this the first call or the second call? Let me see. 3-1, you're on the air with Debbie and, different. Okay. We're just sitting there minding our own business when suddenly, 3-1, you're on the air with Debbie and Leffa. What's up?
I am going to fuck your daughter, bitch. I really know where she lives. I'm not saying this to get aroused. You try to play me, and you...
I just played the second one. Okay. See, I'm such a doofus today. Here is, again, the first call we took. Is this it? Oh, God, it is, guys. We have some callers on the board. Thank you, Chief Sitting Bull.
There you go.
area code 347 on the board. That's New York or another. Let me set this up. My daughter's boyfriend was in the room. He had gone to the store, and he had bought me a great big root beer. And he was sitting there chit-chatting with me. Mr. Midnight Movie was on the show with me. And we were just chatting about, we were having a good time. When suddenly, what a guy we discussed. We have some callers on the board. Thank you, Chief Sitting Bull.
There you go.
He's just got action. We have area code 347 on the board. That's New York or another show, shall we? Let's do 347. You're on the air with Debbie. What's up?
Your ugly daughter, bitch. I think I haven't forgot. I just found out.
Oh, well, wait. Hold on. Her boyfriend's right here. Let me let you tell her that. Hold on. Okay, caller, can you repeat that, please?
I still want to fuck your ugly ass daughter, me and R. Kelly. You white trash, you ugly white bitch. Don't you ever disrespect black women again.
There we go. You sound like a real man. Who are you, man?
There he said it. He goes, don't you ever disrespect Black He-Man again, you white bitch. Now, that's what we're talking about this evening, Mr. Midnight Movie.
Oh, what a piggy man he was.
Yeah, and then the second time he calls back, it's even worse. He goes, me and Art Kelly both wanted blah, blah, blah to your daughter. I thought it was disgusting. And I thought, who is this? And I had like 6 guys on the show this night that I was playing it. It says I had Mr. Solution, Mr. Talk, Constantine, News Guy, Paul Dembski, Mr. Midnight Movie, and Chad on the call. So that's a pretty good panel there, and just goes nuts. Let's keep listening. I just want to make sure you're still there.
I'm here. Crying. That big diesel black nigga is fucking her hell. Show all your white people how to
Where are you coming from, dude?
Fuck your bitch.
Who are you, a thug? What are you, a Nazi?
Deborah, we're gonna fucking shoot Deborah with the AIDS virus in her ass.
There you go.
The white
Who is this man? Who is this? Who's this retard?
Oh, really?
God, you are a retard. You are a moron.
Nah, Deborah tried to punk me or hang up in my face, that white trash.
Debbie tried to punk me and hang up on my face. I mean, that is ridiculous, guys. That is ridiculous. Yeah.
Hey, I was going to say I put Archie Bunker's goodbye to his wife in your Skype.
Is that what you did?
One of them was a call, and the one before that is, I think, Archie Bunker.
Wow, this really touched you for some reason.
Yeah.
I want to see what it says. Is it the first one or the second one?
It is it's the one. I think. Well, it's the second to last one. So I guess it would be the first one. The one.
Does it say this call got 24,000 hits
today, and the one yesterday is a prank call?
But does it say this call got 24,000 hits?
No. The other one is the Archie Bunker.
Okay. No, this is Roy Masters.
There's something called the.
I'm sorry. My bad.
That's all right. You're bad. You're even better when you're bad. Okay, here we go. Roy Masters again. They're both Roy Masters, dear.
Shit.
You are being a dodo blender tonight. Let's scroll up. What about... no, that's broad. That's BTR. No, I don't see it. Can you drop it again?
Let me drop it again. Okay, hold on. Let me
check this one. No. Here it is. It says, this is where Edith dies. Okay. Got it. Shh, quiet. Okay, for those of you that don't remember, Archie Bunker was a person in the 70s or 60s? 70s? 70s. That was on a show. He was very much a bigot, very much a racist, and treated his wife kind of like, Edith, shut up. He was just, so here's when his wife has died, and he's entering the bedroom, and I've never seen this. This is supposed to be very touching. Does it take him very long to talk?
A little bit when he opens it, when he picks up the slipper.
Okay.
This is just the quiet time, and he's waiting to. 1979.
Here we go.
To be the first one to go. I know I always used to kid you. Are you going first? You know I never meant none of that. And that morning when you was laying there, I was shaking you and yelling at you to go down and fix my breakfast. I didn't know. You had no right to leave me that way. Without giving me just one more chance to say I love you.
This is so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just heartbreaking. And in walks a little girl. Aw.
She was the one who was supposed to stay down here with you, you know. Not me. 'Cause I ain't no good at none of this.
Oh, that is so sad. I can't watch it anymore. Oh, my God. Did I ever tell you what happened? This is very touching and very personal. I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. Did I ever tell you what happened the night after my mom died? Did I ever tell you about that? We were we were having a wake. I had gotten in. It was so funny. I had gone and got everything ready, and we were having a wake, and everybody was at the house. Everybody. Okay, blah, 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 blah. And I excused myself outside to smoke a cigarette in the backyard. And I walked out there, and I hadn't even had time to cry. And I'll never forget, I looked up at the stars in the sky, and I said, I can't believe you did this to me. I can't believe you left me right now when I've got babies, and I needed you, and all this stuff. And suddenly, I saw a shooting star. Mm-hmm. And I just felt that my mother said, Deborah, you're going to be just fine. Trust me. And that's it. And I've told that story to my best friends in real life. And it's just really weird. I think that right after somebody dies, I mean, did you ever feel anything about your mom's, like, around you or anything right after she died? A lot of people do. Even if they don't believe in anything, they do.
Honestly, no. I mean, I just felt an emptiness. That was it. Nothing more. I mean, it was a completely empty feeling.
Were you mad at her?
No.
You weren't mad at your mom for dying and leaving?
No, because she did the best she could.
Now, what was the situation?
I was more mad. I don't want to get into the I was mad at. I think she was working too hard. And I don't want to,
No.
But yeah, I mean, I was angry. I was angry at other things, but not at my mother for dying. I was, I was angry at other circumstances.
I'm glad. I know exactly. We've talked about it before. I know what you're talking about. But, that's great. Boy, we have been from one end to the other tonight, and I'm dying to. Does he say much more in this?
Not much. I mean, it's kind of.
Oh, wait. This is funny. The N-word.
You remember the scene from Up? What's that?
Oh, I love Up. I own Up. I've got that on YouTube. I mean, on iTunes.
Did that first scene, the first montage of their lives, did that make you, I mean, did that, like, maybe send a tear in your eye, or did it choke you up?
Just destroyed me. Loved it. I think it's one of the sweetest things in the world. Absolutely loved it. And I own Up. I actually purchased it, and I've got, you want to know a little bit of secret into my life? My movies are 28 Days, You've Got Mail, 2 Weeks Notice, War Games, The Upside of Anger, Wreck-It Ralph, Tombstone, Tangled. Have you ever seen Tangled? It's great. Talladega Nights, Suicide Kings, Stick It, Something's Gotta Give, The Social Network, Sex and the City, the movie, Down the Rabbit Hole, The Queen, Partly Cloudy, The Nutty Professor 1 and 2, Mommy Dearest, Legally Blonde, A Knight's Tale, Jesus, the movie, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Hook, Goodwill Hunting, Gone with the Wind, Fun with Dick and Jane, For the Birds, Finding Nemo, Failure to Launch, Enter the Void, Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, Dirty Dancing, The Devil's Advocate, Crimson Tide, Charleston Heston Presents the Bible, The Cable Guy, The Birdcage, The Australia, and Justice for All.
Hello? Geez, that's... Yeah, you got quite an eclectic taste. So, I never saw the movie The Queen.
Really?
About the death of Diana.
The murder. The murder. Get it right. The murder
of
Diana.
But they didn't get into the murder part. They just got into how she was responding to her death.
Ugh, it was horrible. She was so stoic. You want to talk about stoic? There's your stoic.
Well, the British tradition. I mean, that's the British tradition, and they pride themselves kind of on that, not showing too much emotion, and they believe, and I kind of agree with them, that is what propelled them to lead. There was a time when the sun never set on the British Empire, and they weren't like the Italians or the French. The Germans and the English are more similar as far as demeanor is concerned, and they always kind of prided themselves on that. And they,
whenever
they at
she
that
goes,
time believed that was one. What's that?
There's a scene in here when she goes to see her mother, and she still calls her mommy. She goes, "Mommy," and I'll never forget it. It's when she says what you're talking about. She says that it should be done quietly, with dignity, and it's very touching to me. I love the way, because my daughter still calls me mommy, and there's it's just weird the way she does that. She walks out in the hall and she says, Is the queen up yet? Is the queen up? And here's a section that you were talking about too.
Know who has greater faith in their wisdom and judgment. And it is my belief that they will any moment reject this mood, which is being stirred up by the press, in favor of a period of restrained grief and sober private mourning. That's the way we do things in this country. Quietly, with dignity. It's what the rest of the world has always admired us for.
Powerful, huh?
That is something that has been lost. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, I heard something weird go in the background, but I mean, and that was also, I think, America kind of took that kind of stoicism as well, and it's something that is lost in America. We're much more of an emotional country.
Have you ever been to a black funeral?
Yeah,
they can get pretty loud.
No, I've never been, but you see enough of it, and it's very emotional. And it's, to me, it's not as cultured. And the Asians are like that too. They're not as emotional. And I think as a culture, that is something that is, to a degree, better. I think it's not to hold your emotions in, but not to be as to have some restraint.
Yeah, don't make a public spectacle out of your grieving.
Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely.
And when I go half-cocked, it's to a degree, it's almost like there's a shame in that. It's like, well, it's like it's when I get angry, and I've been angry, and I'm an angry person, but when I display it the way I do, sometimes I'm like, I failed at stoic calm, and like grief and anger sometimes should not be as expressed as they are. At least in public. In private, the doors are closed in the funeral. And then afterwards, you kind of, you keep that to yourself.
Exactly. But what happened to me last Friday night, I've just forgot about it, because I didn't even get all that upset on Jay Sands' show when I popped into the chat room and I heard her voice on Jay Sands. Mr. Midnight Movie, maybe you can at least attest to the fact that to me, with what I went through, that's like seeing a ghost.
Are you talking? Okay, because you kind of blanked out on me for just a few seconds. You said a sentence, and then the Jay Sands show, and then how you what you did on there, and then you
walked into my office, sat down, flipped on the computer, went over to Jay Sands' show. When I walked in, I heard Desert Rose on his show, and you of all people should agree with me that in some form or fashion, with what I got put through with those people,
you broke up on your.
God damn it!
You broke up on me a little bit, but I think I got the gist. And tell me if I'm wrong. It's almost it felt like being blindsided or ambushed, something you weren't prepared for.
Ambushed is good.
Yeah, and you know what? When you realize that that's a possibility, you kind of prepare for it. There are people who are going to say things that you're not necessarily going to like about you, and if you respond with anger and emotion, that's not a good game plan.
Absolutely.
I understand the feeling.
I absolutely agree with you. I mean, if I could redo it, I would do it different. But what I'm trying to get validation on here, if that's what you want to call it, is my reaction was almost warranted. I mean, because of the things that I got put through with those people.
Yes, and I completely understand it.
Because of all the shows, all the hosts to go to on Spreaker, and the night before, my show was entitled Jay Sands.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting?
You're probably right, but here's the thing. Your feelings are there, and your feelings, and I didn't hear the Jay Sands show, but I heard you got rather upset, and your feelings are there.
I didn't get all that upset. I'll play it for you if you want to hear it.
We don't always have to act. We don't always. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. But
no, I'm listening. I want to hear it. I need it.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, you want to hear? Okay.
No, I want to hear you.
Oh, okay. You have your feelings, but you don't necessarily have to act on them. I mean, stoicism is basically through actions of nobility, and I have the see if I have the words here. Anyway, I'll kind of paraphrase since I don't have the words in front of me, but it's basically through deeds and actions you can basically start to, your emotions will start to change. Your feelings will start to change. If you work, I notice when I work hard and I'm doing the right thing, that my emotions and feelings are more in tune with nature, and I don't have to react to people's what I consider bad behavior or behavior in general that I find objectionable. Did that make any sense?
Try it one more time.
Okay. Let me paraphrase.
Here's what I want you to do. Don't think about your words. Just talk. Don't pre-think it so much, because nobody's judging you.
Okay. Like for me, when I'm doing the right thing, and I'm working hard, I'm basically getting up on time, and I'm sticking to what is right, my feelings and emotions will follow. And I recognize, because I used to try to control it, but I recognize the feelings that are there. And for me, like the one person who makes me the angriest is Mr. Solution because he tries to belittle me, and he comes in with real malice.
Oh, absolutely.
And I've begun to recognize the emotions there, but I don't necessarily have to act on them. Did that make any sense?
Yes, it did. But I got a little bit of you saying that it might be that things weren't right in my personal life. Is that what you're saying?
No. I said you're gonna have people, particularly on this network or wherever, that are gonna rub you the wrong way, that are gonna do something to you that you don't necessarily like. You know, as my mom one time said, she said, Brian, from the moment you get out of bed and your feet touch the ground, somebody's going to do something that's going to piss you off. It's your choice on how you choose to react to it.
Okay.
And
here's what I did. Here's what I did wrong, and I've got to remember to do this. Don't jump like I did when I called. Don't jump. I shouldn't have called. I shouldn't have said anything in the chat room, but I try to think back on, okay, I was sober.
Mm-hmm.
Had I had a bad day? No, I don't think so. I mean, it's like I'm trying to think what.
But it blindsided you.
I really went through a lot. It was very painful, the things that happened to me with those people.
Yeah, and you know, regardless of how you go through a lot, or you know, you think you've gone through enough, people will try to push you. They will be cruel to you. That's, you know, not everybody, but those people are noticeable.
You know what makes me the maddest about it is how she tries to play herself off as such a sweet goody two shoes. And
yeah, you know what I mean, and I've never had a problem with her. She's always been, like I said. She's always come across as very nice and decent to me. And you know what? I mean, I don't know why.
Let me tell you something. In the wee hours of the
morning, she dislikes you the way she does.
It's jealousy. It's jealousy.
And, it is a surprise.
It's jealousy because there's no reason. I've never done anything to her. So if it's not that, what is it based in? I've never done a thing to her. Never.
You know what? I don't even, sometimes I don't even try to, I mean, when you try to analyze it, you just got to realize that people are doing things you don't like.
Hey.
And how are you going to respond to that? What is the best plan of action?
Hate based on no reality is jealousy. Because they cannot come up with anything, so they just make up stuff. Well, you don't know.
You know what?
What?
Yeah, and that might be true. I didn't hear the show. I didn't hear what she said. I'm just saying what's the best way to respond to it. I mean, for me, and it might not work for you. For me, I try not to let my anger take over things. I fail many times, but you know, I keep trying.
Mr. Midnight Movie, is this the same Mr. Midnight Movie that would shoot that gun and see me raging at those?
Yes, I do. I will fire that gun.
Remember when you were on my show and you go, shoot the gun, Debbie, shoot the gun, Debbie, shoot the gun.
Debbie, I am probably the angriest host that I know of on.
Yeah, but I'm going with don't do as
internet
I say.
Radio, but I don't want to be. I'm a very, I am an angry person.
No. Listen to me. I'm saying right now I'm going off do as I say, not as I do, because I think that sometimes when, you're speaking what I need to hear. Grandpa. I'm over at the chat room saying hi to you guys. He said he's so deep I vibrate my own bed when I snore. Nobody snores like Victor. Nobody snores like Victor. It's ridiculous. But it wasn't all that bad. I mean, it really wasn't. It was sort of, kind of, but not really. But
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like I can show it to you. I know right where it's at.
You know what? And you can only learn. You can only kind of learn from it. We're not perfect.
Trust me.
I'm hearing an echo.
I hate Skype. I think I'm going to start calling on Google. I'm going to pull you in on a Google call and everybody else on a Google call.
That might work better.
Skype is just blowing. Let's see what we got. Hold on. Come on, play, you mullet. Oh, it's lagging on me for some reason. My computer is, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's something goofy because right now I've got the spinning wheel of death.
Down all the shows.
Why did you let him on here?
Well, actually, he never.
It's dropping.
Hate group, apparently. That's what she said.
Well, yeah, I don't just. She's old. She's crazy. I'm not. We're
all old.
Now, that pissed me off because I know for a fact this woman is older than I am. She has a 27-year-old son, a 30-year-old son that she calls the boys. I've got to go cook dinner for the boys. I mean, she's probably reminds me of, and I'm going to say this, she reminds me of one of those women that don't let them get married and don't let them have girlfriends. I don't know. That's it. I'm not going to play it. It just pisses me off because here's what happened. What happened was Todd Morris.
And Debbie, what good does that do?
Nothing. But Todd Morris had these late night talk shoe things going till 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. He, Desert Rose, Bathtub Girl, and Iconoclast would get on there and just seethe over me for hours on end. And I tapped into a few of those. And some of the stuff I heard coming out of that woman's mouth was some of the most tasteless hate I'd ever heard in my life from Sweet Desert Rose. So there you go. That was when I really decided that. And you have to remember one thing. When I was,
I mean, and I don't know, I don't know how I would respond to it. I really don't. I can tell you the right way, but you know what? That Sunday night quarterbacking. I mean, look. I mean, I could. Or armchair quarterbacking. I could sit there and say how I would play the game, but you know what? I'm not on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I just know what's right.
When I was close to Katie D, she was telling me a lot of things that were going on in the background. She informed me of a lot of stuff that she was made privy to. They messed up when they turned on Katie D, and she turned code on them because Katie D spilt it to me.
Yeah, but like I said, all that stuff to me, and that's what I don't want to, one of the reasons I don't want to have like personal attacks on my show. It's just, because it does nothing but feed the beast, in my opinion. Bingo. It's like, and how do you handle it? How do you handle someone who doesn't like you and is cruel? It's like, for me, I try to be as stoic as I can, and I also try to I try to be reasonable. But some people don't want to be, they don't want to be reasonable. They want to be, and it's like I can't do anything about that. I can't change anything where they're coming, and I just get, I just kind of flow along with the scenery.
So after the show tomorrow night, we're going to start our race war. Our race war.
We are, Debbie.
We're going to start our sweeps week. And how many nights do we go? And is it live or archive?
Okay, I'm challenging you on your Bible show because I have my atheist show. And then Wednesday, I'll try to have a guest or a panel.
I have a new name for your Bible show. I want you to call it the Church of the Poisoned Mind.
Show. And that's, and then we're going to go against each other. And then Thursday.
Are you not hearing me anymore? Am I not hearing
Thursday,
you?
I'm gonna. What's that?
Are you not hearing me anymore?
I heard you. Yeah.
The Church of the Poisoned Mind. I want you to name your show that if you can. No.
I will put that in the description, but I like the Temple of Objective Thought.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. You're right.
Maybe I'll do one time just for you.
Shut up. Okay. So it's Sunday nights only, correct?
Well, Sunday and Wednesday nights. We're gonna see how many.
All right. Stop. All right. Starting now, after I count, when I do a down count from 3, we're gonna lay down the ground rules, and nothing's changing, Mister. I owe you all these steak bullshit things. Okay.
Hello.
God damn it!
But you gotta get twice as many numbers as me.
Twice as many. Well, so
come on.
Twice as many? What do you mean? Okay, hold on.
Come on.
Stop. I got to get this down. Number 1, I'm going to ask you yes or no questions. If you can't hear me, just tell me. Is it Sunday night show only?
No.
Sunday and Wednesday?
Wednesday and Sunday.
Okay. Is it archive only?
Archive only.
Is it BTR only?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the deal. Starting now. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Mr. Midnight Movie has challenged me to a BTR only archive listens contest for the most listens, and it begins November the 1st. How long does it run?
Till December.
Till December 1st.
Through December, and then it'll end in January 1st.
You have to prove it with showing your page, and printing it out or something, which is easy to do. So, okay, I accept your challenge.
Copy and paste it.
I accept your challenge. And what happens to the winner or the loser? Damn Skype.
Let's see. You owe me 5 steak dinners, so it'll only be 4. And
oh my God, you're such a liar.
It's another steak dinner. What's that?
You are such a liar. I lost when Obama won. You lost for the porn star. What else did I lose? You can't even tell me.
Wait a minute. I think that the George Zimmerman trial was worth at least 3 steaks, Debbie. Come on.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Zimmerman.
Yeah, jeez.
So that's 3. Where'd the other 2 come from?
Wait a minute. Wait, let's see. Trying here. Wait.
Mm-hmm. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Let me think. Because I think Zimmerman was the only thing that we bet on.
No,
so
you
only owe me 2 steaks.
The Obama trial we bet on. I told you Romney would win.
I wanted Romney to win too. You bet Jewish producer about that.
Okay. So we'll say that right now I owe you a steak and you owe me a steak. Mine is, of course, Del Frisco's, and yours is On the Border. No, I'm joking. Yours is Del Frisco's. Damn it! Am I cutting out?
No. Okay, because someone just Skype chatted me in the.
Do you know how many Skype chats I have right now? I probably have 100 Skype, and I ignore them because
the sound just
I'm a professional.
So,
I'm ignoring mine.
Yours is Del Frisco's.
Right.
Okay. Yours is Del Frisco's,
right.
And mine, I don't know. Let me give it some thought.
All right. All right.
But
so I'm going to do a special surprise for you tonight. Before you say I got to go to bed, I'm going to end the show.
Good.
Jewish producer says Desert Rose has used cans. Really? That's because she is overweight. Okay. I don't owe you a steak, Jewish producer. And besides, you don't eat steak or something like that. You're too Jewish to. Don't they do something like that with hooved animals? Don't y'all worship cattle or something?
That's with pork products. And Jewish producer
he's a fake
is the
Jew.
rabbi of the synagogue of Satan, and in his synagogue, they do eat good steak and meat, and they enslave the Gentiles.
All
they
right.
only eat pork in private with the devil.
Now, also, Jewish producer is the worst therapist in California, and
yes.
He was Pony Boy 2006.
Now, Pony Boy 1999.
Okay.
And as a therapist, only 7 people have committed suicide on his therapist
this year. Grandpa promises not to text me while he's taking a shower. Hey, are you I was talking to Mr. Midnight Movie the other night.
I think Dr. Kevorkian has more, but working his way.
I was talking to Mr. Midnight Movie the other night in the shower. Is that what you're talking about, Grandpa? Are they telling my secrets? Wasn't I?
You were in the shower, you were naked, and Jewish producer was ready to basically with a syringe with what? Windex. and ready to say, you know what, this whole thing is just too much for you.
I want to tell you what made me laugh the first time I heard you guys on air. Y'all came to my show. You were on my show. You were very, very nervous. Jewish producer was in my chat room, and you were going,
You're breaking up on me, Debbie.
God damn it. Okay, listen to me. And Jewish producer said to me in a private chat, he is absolutely mentally retarded. And he was very serious. And I thought, I got to know these guys.
Yes. Now, what the hell was I going to say? I think when you really lost it was when I was in the debate with Black He-Man and you and Jewish producer behind the scenes were ravishing me. And I think it was when Jewish producer said, this is like an orgy to Mr. Midnight Movie.
Yes,
and
yes.
Me being honest. It was. I almost got completely naked with yeah.
The first time I met JP, he says to me very very bluntly, he just goes, "He's absolutely mentally retarded." That's what he said.
When did he say that? Was it during the debate with Hurricane Dean?
No, it was the first time you were on my show and you were real nervous, and Bathtub Girl was going, "He just gets nervous, Debbie. Just relax. He just gets," because you were going, you were stuttering really bad.
Yeah. But I don't think that's when he said I was retarded. I think it was on the Hurricane Dean show, when I debated her.
You could be right.
Hurricane Dean.
My Skype is cutting
I
off.
I think you need to get him on your show again. Oh, and you need to go on. You should go on Hurricane Dean's show too.
He asks me all the time. He's on my Facebook. Okay, let's get off of here, and I'll give you a race to see who hangs up first. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, starting now.
Hang up.
No, you.
Oh, come on.
I hung up on him. See, I won. And now I'm going to go over and end my show on, thank you guys for being there. Y'all are always crazy and insane like always. And Grandpa, I am so mad that you were actually on that show today and I hung up on it. I was insanely upset with myself going, oh my God, I don't believe it. You were on the show. I could have actually talked to you, you mullet. Why didn't you say something? Yeah, so damn it. The KY jelly. We don't need that over here. We don't take it anywhere but where it should be, if you know what I'm saying. I believe that one thing is for that, and one thing is exit only. He is retarded, says Pimp Daddy Joe P. All right. I would love to be their friends. I could be such good friends with those people if they would just drop the hate. Drop the hatchet. He is retarded, says Pimp Daddy Joe P. All right. Let me get out of here and say, Bidget JP is a bitch. And come on, one more. Give us one more, Pimp Daddy. You can do it. What am I? A starts with crack, ends with whore. Come on. All right, you mullets. I'll see you guys next time. I probably won't be on here until I don't know when. I will be whatever. I'll see you guys on. Wait a minute. I have to have my closing little theme here. Damn it. Stop it, Debbie. And that is one of my favorite old songs. I'm looking for it. I saw it right here somewhere. Damn it. I hate when I'm by myself now after having all these people with me. Where'd it go? Well, here's another one of my favorite songs I'll close out with. I'll see you guys on the other side. In the funny papers, as they say. Let me get off here before somebody starts calling me on Skype and I have to bring them in. I'll be here next time. Bye, guys.
My friends feel it's their appointed duty. They keep trying to tell me all you want to do is use me. But my answer ain't all that use me stuff. I want to spread the news that if it feels it's good getting used, oh, you just keep on using me until you use me up. Until you use me up. My brother sit me right down and he talked to me. He told me that I ought not to let you just walk on me. And I'm sure he meant well. Yeah, but when our talk was through, I said, brother, if you only knew, you'd wish that you were in my shoes. You just keep on using me until you use me up. Until you use me up. Sometimes it's true, you really do abuse me. You get me in a crowd of high-class people, and then you act real rude to me. Until you use me up. Until you use me up. Talking about you, people, it all depends on what you do. It ain't too bad the way you using me, 'cause I sure am using you to do the things you do.
I already put my microphone up over there, but I just got told by somebody. Somebody asked me on Skype about 10 seconds ago, Debbie, who is Lou Reed? This was Lou Reed. Come on, Debbie.
Paul came from Miami, FLA. Hitchhiked away across USA. Plucked her eyebrows on the way. Shaved her legs and then he was a she. She says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side.